What's up, guys? So one of the most common questions that I've been getting on my videos ever is how I have made the license plate holder for my Yamaha WR and my KTM EXE. I'll put a picture here of what I'm talking about. So it's kind of the license plate holder here, like under the rear fender. So today, as I'm gonna make a similar license plate holder for this bike also, I'm gonna show you guys how I make them. So this time I'm just gonna make a really simple one because I don't need any other brackets for the indicators, because I have them as these sticker mounted ones here, so I don't need to mount those with any bolts to any bracket. I just need to put on the license plate with a simple holder made from aluminium. So what I'm gonna make it from is this aluminum right here. This is maybe even a bit too flexible. You can make it from something a bit more thick, but this is just fine for this job. And what I'm gonna do is take something to cut this with and then just bend it against the table or something. You don't really need any complex tools to do this. And then I'm just gonna make a nice right-sized piece and shape of this and start working on it to fit in there. So I'm gonna start doing it a bit and I'll show you how it goes on. And another thing, the supermotos now have tires on them, and they are here with the bike. So as you might have guessed, there is really not much left to do with the bike at this moment. And I'm maybe even gonna put the wheels on the bike today. So let's get cracking with the license plate holder. I have now cut and bent the aluminum a little bit, so it looks like this. And basically it just comes right there, bolts on there, basically. So this is just the most simple model for doing this. And well, a very common option is to put the plate more down there or like deeper in the fender. But I'm just trying to do like even a little bit of a legal solution here, because at least in Finland the law is that you have to have your number plate behind the rear axle line, so it would mean at least like somewhere here and in a certain angle, which I can't remember, but it means that it can't be like vertical or anything like that. So what I'm going to try to do is have it, well, it's not gonna come just to the rear axle, but I'm going to try to put it so it is as visible as possible. And maybe, just maybe, the police won't have a problem with it. Because I just think it's so much more better looking to have the number plate under the fender in there compared to having it here. But so, next thing to do with this piece is I guess to make some holes to the aluminum first, and as you can see it goes quite well in there. And then I think I just have to make some holes to this new nice plastic, but there's really no other way to do it, because in the KTM you have, well, similar bolts like this, but they are like real bolts. These are just screws to keep the plastic in place, because this bike doesn't really have a subframe as it is normally, because this one is just plastic. As in the KTM, I bolted it onto the subframe, so it was quite an easy solution there. But with this one I cannot do the same, so I'm gonna have to make some holes here, unfortunately. So let's get on with that. So the number plate holder is now basically ready. I'm just gonna paint it now, and I think it came out pretty good. It's just, well, as you can see, it is really simple. Just a 3-bolt mount, 3 holes in there, and I actually got it quite straight at first try. And yeah, I'll just show you what it looks like with the number plate. So that's roughly what it will look like. It's kinda hard to tell before I can see the bike on its wheels and ready, but I think it looks quite good. And as I have said, the new tail light is coming, which is the same kind of LED strip as these indicators, and it's gonna go right there. So yeah. So as you see, the license plate holder that I've been using for my bikes is really simple, but as I've been asked many of times to show how it's done, so this is how it's done. And it's quite rigid also, just enough that it will kind of bend if the rear tire goes this high. I hope it doesn't, because I think it will hit the silencer too if it does. Here's my new chain. I just got it, an RK GB520 MXZ4, a really good chain. The front disc is on, looks sick. So I think I just might start putting the wheels on the bike, but I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna keep you waiting until the last episode of this project, which will probably actually be the next one, where you will see the bike finished. So you're not gonna see the bike with the supermotors just yet, but in a couple of weeks I hope you will. But I'll just continue doing some stuff now. There's not really anything worth filming now, excluding the supermotos. So I guess we'll see on the last episode of this project. It's kind of weird to say that, but I guess the time is really near now to finish this bike. Until then, bye.